what else is Cochrane for Librarians? I think it was 2008, we relaunched the Cochrane Handbook. It was a total overhaul of the Cochrane Handbook, which is in essence the Cochrane Bible as to how we do Cochrane reviews. And I was involved in fully revising and updating the searching chapter, which is now chapter 6, Searching for Studies. And that lists the various sources that you might want to search for if you're doing an in-depth literature search for either a systematic review or for any other project. It lists databases, trials, registers and so on. There are search hints and tips. That's where you'll find the updated RCT filters for Medline. And I think from your point of view, you know, even if you're not working within Cochrane, you will find that a helpful sort of manual for searching. It's useful if you are ever involved in supporting systematic reviews, and I would say it's absolutely essential if you're ever involved in supporting Cochrane reviews. And that's freely available at the cochranehandbook.org website. So that's the chapter that I was referring to. My co-authors are Eric Mannheimer from the Complementary Medicine field in Baltimore and Julie Glanville, who was the Associate Director at the Centre for Reviews and Dissemination in York and now works for the York Health Economics Consortium. I mentioned the Cochrane Information Retrieval Methods Group. This is a group within Cochrane. Anyone can join. Just follow the link there on the slide. This is a virtual group of information specialists, medical librarians, and others who are interested in the information retrieval aspects within Cochrane. So we have an email discussion list. There's not a huge amount of activity on the list. We'd like more activity. So you won't be overburdened with emails if you sign up. I would recommend that you have a look at our webpage. How many of you are members of the Cochrane Library Users Group? Oh dear, again. Again, much scope for improvement there. Again, there's not a huge amount of traffic on the Cochrane Library Users Group, but this is your opportunity to tell us what you don't like about the Cochrane Library, where you've got issues with how we're doing things in Cochrane with respect to CLIB. So again, I really would recommend that you follow that link and do sign up for that. It's important that you take that opportunity to have your say. So just to mention that the next Cochrane Colloquium will be in the States. This is our annual conference. It's not often in the States in the sense that it's not often anywhere. It's somewhere different every year. So if you don't make it this year, you'll have a wait. Please have a look on the, I'm sorry, I should have put a web link there, which I didn't, but please follow that up, and if you think you'd be interested in coming along, please think about coming along to that. With regard to colloquia, I also wanted to say that presentations from past colloquia and Cochrane regional meetings are available as videos, slidecasts and podcasts on our website. For example, we have audio synchronized with PowerPoint slides or video synchronized with PowerPoint slides. So even if you're not able to make these meetings, we are now, as is MLA, as you've realized, from this year there's more effort to incorporate those people who can't be here in person. Did Connie say 50% of people don't get to MLA? And within Cochrane, it's a way higher percentage than that don't get to Cochrane. So it is something that we're very mindful of. Training and support. This is something that Wiley put a lot of effort into, is developing training materials. There's a Cochrane Library Search Manual. We have user guides and quick reference guides, some of these in languages other than English. I know that's probably not a big deal for most of you here in the States, but for users within continental Europe and other parts of the world, that is something that we try and cover. We have online self-paced tutorials. There are database help files for those of you who are challenged with trying to explain to anybody else what Central is. It's a bit like EBM, isn't it? The levels of understanding. I think I vaguely got it myself, but for God's sake, don't ask me to explain it to anybody else. You know, that sort of continuum where you have to tick the box as to where you sit on that continuum. So as I say, if ever you're challenged with having to explain to anybody else what Central is or what the Cochrane Methodology Register is, you've got files that help you do that. There are also instructor-led tutorials, WebEx type training. And Cochrane are also working on advanced Cochrane Library training. So, in summary, I think our focus within the Cochrane collaboration and working in partnership with Wiley-Blackwell is to focus on improving the quality of Cochrane Reviews and also to focus on improving access and interactivity. So that's where we're heading. I would urge you to go by the booth, which is number 427 here at MLA this year, and ask for a demo and ask any further questions that you have.